Ran, thank you for joining a little early. I hope I can be heard, first of all.
Yes, Asela, we can hear you.
Hima, right. I didn't see you last week, so can I see your one?
Yes, Asela, sure. Let
Okay,
me.
super.
I'm not much familiar with Zoom. How
That's
can I?
okay. I hate, I have now, that's why I have another event. It's UK Alumni Association. They're having a panel discussion. It's on
Uh-huh.
Teams. It doesn't work. My sound doesn't work. I don't know what I'm going to do, man. Honestly, I hate Teams. I'm sorry.
I see. Can you see my screen now,
Yes,
Asela?
I can see your screen. Hi, Sampath.
Yes.
I just took Himaya's one, so don't worry. Right, let's go.
Yes. So, Asela, this is the Digital Transformation Initiative.
Mm-hmm,
Um, so where I talk about the normal business area and the current challenges that I'm going to address with this initiative basically. So I speak a bit about the as is flow, which is how we are doing the QA process in the ERP module, and
mm-hmm,
the pain points and the business problems are being highlighted here.
mm-hmm,
And then I keep on evaluating the available technological solutions that I could use to solve this problem instead of digital twin technology, where I speak about that also. I
mm-hmm,
mean, I took the pros, cons, the capex, opex, and the feasibility, where I define whether it's high, moderate, or low in terms of the technology wise. So I talk about digital twin, AI driven tools, low code automation, blockchain, as well as IoT and edge computing, meaning instead of blockchain, what are the other solutions that we could use for this is what I
mm.
just analyze here. And
Are
I
you are you talking about talent also here? Because I just see you talking about the the
um,
technology part of it. 2 million a year, yeah. So you can just consider not as a even a sentence, like
mm,
skill sets are very limited. Let's say block, things like that. If you want,
sure.
as for the pros and the cons.
Sure, Asel. I will add
Mm.
that. For some, I have added.
Mm.
For others, I mean, for not for all the every each and
No,
every one.
because the
Mm.
point is, Himaya,
Mm.
people process technology. Mm.
Okay.
That is the whole point here. No? So
Yeah.
we shouldn't only look at technology. That's all. Can you just
Uh,
give me a moment, Hima, if you don't mind?
sure, Asel. Yeah. Asel, if you're speaking, I can't hear anything. I can see you talking, but is it me or I still can't? No, I can't hear. Can others? Yeah. Um, no, I can't hear you, Asela.
Yeah, I also can't hear. I can hear Himaya.
Right, hold on. I
And
can
now?
hear you guys now. Better, better,
Yeah,
better, much better.
now, okay.
Something's gone wrong with my this. Sorry, Himaya. My mistake.
And now?
Himaya, just
Yes.
hold on. Let me. I'm just trying to open the flip. Like, did you show me your ambition and priority? I just jogged my memory, Himaya. Before you're showing
Ambition.
me
Ah,
section.
Sorry. No, no, I haven't,
No,
Asela. Sorry.
because I recall the last conversation we had was your literature review.
Yes, yes. I'm
Mm.
sorry, I missed that part.
No, 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 that's
Um,
okay. I thought I'm getting too old for this. Right?
no, I'm losing my mind, I guess.
No, no,
Sorry.
no, don't say that. Then, when you come to my age, you will be in the madhouse. Yes. Tell me.
Yeah.
Digital ambition for the next 5 years. Okay, right. Super. Go
Yes.
down.
So to become the global leader, here I talk
Mm,
about the entire digital transformation roadmap Asela from 26 to 2031.
good.
Uh, Out of this, I am focusing on this one.
Mm,
And here I talk about the improvements required to meet the ambition, what we need
mm.
to come in terms of
So
ecosystems
this
and
fills the gap. Okay, if you're talking about this, then it's okay. Okay, then maybe you can focus less on the costing there. It's okay. And QA systems up. When you mean upskill, Himaya, what do you mean
Mhm.
by upskill? With
uh,
expertise in AI governance, digital twin, can you identify some of the technical skill sets also they need? Or are you just going to leave it like this? I'm just asking. It doesn't mind. It doesn't matter anyway.
uh, the skills will be talk in the latter part,
Hmm.
Asela.
Okay. You're talking about it? Then
Meaning,
it's fine.
yes, meaning I have several appendices created where the
Ah,
answers are all linked to the appendices.
will you
So,
be wherever you talk about it, Himaya? Because you've done the
mhm.
work. Oh, yes. My goodness, you've done some work here. Link it, say refer, annexure, whatever. Refer,
Y-
annexure, this thing. Put that, huh?
yes, Asila, I have put it like that. Also, wait, I will go to. Okay.
Right, go down. Okay.
Then these are the challenges and mitigation strategies. I talk about
Uh,
the.
mhm.
I included that regulatory compliance aspect
Super.
and the skill gaps in AI and the low code, no code disruptions as well.
Mhm.
And here I'm measuring the impact and the progress here, Sela. So I
Good.
talk about the KPIs, matrices, and all the indexes that I'm going to use here. And then the
Good.
prioritization strategy, where I will start with the ERP and how I ended up
Mm,
in the ERP aspect.
mm.
And then this is the SMART goals, Asela.
Good.
And
Good.
coming to the digital transformation initiative, I spoke about this, and yes, as
Then we
is,
were
and
here. Mm,
yes, the technology. I added a comment, but I
mm.
will add the human aspect here also. It's
Please.
yeah, and then I talk about the selected technology solution, meaning the cloud-driven
Mm,
digital-driven platform with the AI/ML integration. Here,
mm,
I talk about how it addresses the business issues.
mm,
Uh, I take the problem here and I take the solution and I added some matrices.
mm.
And here I talk about how the QA process in IFS will be after the implementation.
The to be state,
Yes,
no?
to be
Yes.
state, yes. And then I talk about the expected business benefits and the KPIs after the transformation. Here, I mean, the cycle time, the
Mm,
baseline is 6 months, so it will be reduced up to 3.5 likewise.
mm,
And then strategic enablers of the technologies I talk here about Azure digital twins and AI
mm,
powered analytics and such.
mm.
And I describe this strategies here, Asela. It's all about the explanation part. And then I just given
The US data residency laws. Okay. US doesn't have a data residency law. It only aligns with the European, unfortunately. They don't believe in regulations. Anyway, sorry, go on.
yeah.
Right.
Then the
Okay,
strategic
good.
and this is
Digiconnect.
the roadmap.
Mm,
This is the entire roadmap, Asela, from 26 to 31,
mm,
not the one that I'm doing. And then I talk about the significance of the project and the rationale here. It's all about, I talk about the sustainable aspect and all the
mm.
scalabilities and all the things related to the project. And this is the project Gantt chart. Here,
Mm.
Sailor, this Gantt chart I have entered the. You can refer the appendix 7 so that
Good,
you can click on the Excel sheet and look the entire view of the Gantt if it is not
good,
clear.
good.
Then the key milestones in the Gantt is described in a minor way here.
Can hold
And
on. Can you just go up to your gun chat, please? Go up, go up, go up.
yes, that's it.
I
Yeah,
just want to make sure. Can you just zoom in if you don't mind?
yeah.
Da, da, da. A little bit more. Project initiation, executive approval, stakeholder asymmetrics. Hmm. Now, who will be the project manager here for this, Himaya?
Project manager would be the R&D director, Asel.
Hmm.
Basically,
Good.
he's yeah.
So then, who is who is the project sponsors? The
Uh,
executive
spon-
team.
yes, I
Okay.
have for each
Put on a,
task I have added the owner as well, Asel.
you have
Yeah,
had the donor, right? Okay.
yeah,
Now, then, no, the question I'm just trying to get at is, will
yes.
you be hiring an external consultant for this? Will there be the implementation partner, or everything is done in-house?
Not everything is done in house, Asel. There will be consultants, but
Hmm.
I have not incorporated them in the
That is that is
yeah.
what I wanted to know. No, what I'm trying to get at, Himaya, make sure
Mhm.
the plan is closer to reality,
Sure.
pragmatic. In the
Yeah,
sense, now let's say now, if you are hiring an external vendor, if you're hiring an external consultant, the timeline for that also you incorporate. I'm not asking you to change the timelines,
yeah,
but you get it immediate
yeah,
now. Let's say you want a vendor. Tomorrow the
yeah.
vendor is not going to come. No, it maybe you need 1 month to evaluate the vendor, or maybe you have two vendors, and to onboard the vendor it will take a month. So put those stuff as well, because then it shows. Don't make it the what I want to say is, don't make it technology heavy. Saying we are doing this, we are doing
Yeah,
that, but also put, for example, if there's staff trainings or there's a change management, maybe if you are putting a center of excellence, which like we have studied, all of that you incorporate in the Gantt chart. Then
sure.
anyone looking at this, you are not leaving any room for them not to give you a mark. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, yeah. I have added
Understood?
the vendor selection part, then
I
I
saw
will
that. I saw
add
that.
the vendor confirmation or something like that.
Vendor
And
confirmation,
yeah,
then consultant, then, for example, if you are getting let's say for the governance part, let's say you are getting an AI governance consultant. So like that, you just put
sure.
those parts as well. Okay.
Sure, Asel. I'll
No,
add it
this is
definitely.
fine, by the way. This is good. I'm just trying to tell you how to make it better.
No, I know. I need your comment on that, Asel. Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Super.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you. Okay, then I'll just zoom it out a bit. Yeah. Then the key milestones are discussed here in the gun.
Mm,
And
mm,
this is the resource allocation, Asela. So I start with the financial resource allocation. With project
good.
budget will take on $15 million, extend over
Mm,
18 months of time. And here I
mm,
will show how it is categorized into these four key aspects. And the detailed financial breakdown is here, Asela. In terms of technology, for what are we spending, in the HR aspect, for what are we spending likewise.
mm,
And then I talk
mm,
about the human resource requirements. This is the
good.
entire steer of the project, DigiConnect
Mm,
team.
mm,
Basically, this is the ERP project, Asela, not the entire
Mm.
transformation.
No. You're taking the phase one. No, it's okay.
Yes. So, wait. Yeah. Then this is resource scaling plan, where how much of core team members are there, and in the peak development period, how
Mm.
many full-term
Mm.
employees we need likewise. Then the critical skill matrix is here, what sort of unique
Good.
skills
Good.
we are requiring.
This is good. Himaya, if you don't, can you
Yes.
just go up a bit? Just go up. I saw something. I'll tell you the moment I see it because otherwise I'll forget.
Sure.
Just go further up if you don't mind.
Yes.
Right. Ah, what I wanted to tell you is now, anywhere have you mentioned that phase one is being taken, and this is, I'm going to describe from this point onwards, the phase one rollout. Have you mentioned that somewhere or?
I have only mentioned like this, Asela, the below structure represent the core team responsible for cloud-driven digital platform at our IFS R&D for ERP
Mm.
module only, not the
Can
phase
you
one. I will
can
add
you
it.
can you elaborate on that? Because now this is a
Sure.
strategic plan. So now we are
Yeah.
what we are doing here. We are driving from the strategic level down to the operational and the project level. So then you are saying, okay, strategic level, you said there are three phases. Then
Yeah.
somewhere in here, you have to tell me, okay, of the three phases, of course, you have given the timelines. That is clear. So now we are starting the phase one. This is what is the resource plan for phase one. And
Sure.
maybe you can talk about in the future, phase two and phase three, even the cost breakdowns or whatever. If it's only phase one you have given here, the $15 million and all of that, just
Yeah.
have that clarity. This is phase one, we have costing me X, phase two is costing me Y, and so on and so forth.
Sure, Asela. I will
Hmm?
definitely add it. Yeah.
Good,
Yes. Sure.
good.
Then I talk about this and
Hmm,
critical skills, and this is the
hmm.
external resource strategy, Asela,
Good, good,
where
good.
I have the NVIDIA partnership and the change management consultant. Here is the place where I talk about the external parties, but I will add it in the.
Where's
Uh,
the AI governance guy?
oops, I
Hmm? Yes,
accompanied that.
spoken. No, it
Yeah,
is not auditor. Or if you're
no.
getting, for example, ISO 42000, that is the ISO
Yeah,
certification for AI systems. If you're getting that, no issue. Then you mention that. Then that is a separate compliance cycle you are running. On top of that, if you need a governance specialist, because of the cross-border nature, you have businesses in different geographies, no? So you may want to
yes,
consult AI governance expert to tell you exactly. For example, Europe, there might be these challenges. I saw yesterday, Japan had passed their own legislation, which is very different according to Europe. So I don't have to tell you, but different places have different laws. You need to make sure that everything is aligned. So for that, you may
yes.
need a consultant. Okay,
Sure, I will add that definitely.
super.
Then this is the this is the recruitment and retention strategy, where
Mhm.
currently we have the internal role 65%, but we need external hiring of 35%. And
Good.
in the internal, likewise, I have mentioned.
Mhm.
And this is the cost optimization strategy here. And I have come to the change management aspect.
Mhm.
Then I start with the managing change, the PCT triangle, how it interconnect and how we are going to manage this.
Mhm.
And I talk about these three aspects, Asela, the leadership, project management, and change aspect in the PCT is discussed here. And this is stakeholder mapping in terms of Mendelow's matrix,
Mhm.
who are the people is being influenced by this project here. In some, I mean, I have connected this to the appendices as well, Asela.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
this is the human transition from
Mhm.
this project, how we are going to handle this, and this is in terms of
Bridge.
just bridges transition model.
Hmm.
I
Right.
speak.
Good. I don't want to distinct it. Have you
Mhm.
mentioned some anywhere
Yeah.
what are the cultural challenges you are going to have and all of that? Have you mentioned anywhere apart from the theoretical frameworks you have used, which is three, which is good. Apart from that, have you considered the cultural impact?
Cultural impact I discussed in the appendix, as I remember. Asela. I will.
Okay.
I think I did. Uh,
That mouse is going to break the way you are saying
yes, I can't remember exactly where I did it, but
I press about.
but
That's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Just take your time.
yes,
Only.
can't, I'm. Why isn't it? Culturally-
Culture.
Mm,
Okay. Appendix one. Cultural difference.
only here now.
No.
In the appendix one
There is a
point.
culture spider web of the culture that you can look at. So that
Yeah,
also you can you have time. That's I am
yeah,
throwing these things at you. Otherwise,
yes,
I'm satisfied with what you have done. But there is a, for example, the cultural spider web diagram, which you can show what
sure,
type of culture you have currently, and what when you are doing this change, what happens to the culture, and how are they ready? What are the strategies you will use to make sure that the change management is being done? It's not, I'm not talking about the tech part here. Change management
sure.
is not the cutover and all of that.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
today you're doing something some way, tomorrow you're doing it a different way. So then how are you going to do that? Are you appointing change champions? Are you appointing now the center of excellence? Then from there, what is the hierarchy? How are you going to do it? Will there be trainings? All of that you need to
yeah.
look at.
Definitely. I will add the cultural web as well as including all the information that you
Yes.
mentioned. Yes. Yeah.
And you see, you need to, and that's one thing. Now, since I saw the word culture, maybe you need to reflect on. So you must say the
Yes.
existing culture is this,
Yeah.
and when the change happens, you have to understand, Hima. When the change happens, it's automation. If with
Yeah.
automation, there'll be resistance. That is human nature.
Exactly.
you know
Yeah.
Bugs may
Yeah.
reduce all that, but the
I
QA
know.
may feel threatened by this whole exercise. A good
Mm.
example is, if have you gone to Keels as a self-weighing scale? You've seen it, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of the time that scale doesn't work. I hope Sampath also listening. Why? Maybe the cashiers feel threatened that because of the self-weighing scale their job is getting less. We don't know. So that is culture. See, the technology is there, the investment is there, the process is there. But when I try to go out for it, the girls is no, 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 sir, but yeah, ab tag dal do, kar la do. So she is discouraging me from the automation. So that is culture.
Yeah.
This is why most of the time when you look at digital transformation and you don't focus on culture, it fails because people are wondering, I have spent the money, I have got the consultant, I have bought the tech, I bought the tools, still it fails. You ask
Yeah.
any company, sometimes SAP implementation, how many fail? Because of that. They don't
Mm.
consider the cultural impact. So
Cultural
just make
impact.
sure that that part is mentioned somewhere, um,
Sure, sir.
preferably under change section, what you're showing me now, and the
Yes.
human
The
resource.
human trust. Yeah.
Yes,
The bridges
yes.
in the bridges model. Yeah.
Good, good. Go ahead.
Sure, sir. Then I talk about the neutral zone
Mhm.
and how I'm going to train these people, and all those aspects are talked in here.
Mm.
and in the new beginning phase, what are the reinforce and the new state, how I'm going to do this and such, the KPIs. And then I review the risks and challenges using this
Mm.
DICE framework.
Mm.
Here, uh, my, somewhat of the DICE framework is explained here, but it will be also uh, elaborated in the annexure, and this is the
Mm.
final one, which is the Cotter's change model.
Right, right,
And
right, right, right.
so,
Oh, God.
yes,
No, no, hold on.
this is for a futuristic project, Asela. That is how that I should write the answer, right? Assuming this is a future.
Is this in implementation, Himaya? What is the status of
No,
this?
this
No,
is to be started on 2026, Asela.
right.
So, yeah,
Now, in things like develop the vision, build the coalition. Okay, like okay, forget all of this. Can I ask you a question now?
yeah,
This project is there. It is
yeah,
coming from, I'm assuming, your senior management, correct?
yes, yes,
Okay.
Asela.
Hypothetically, yeah, let's say.
Yeah,
Right. Then you have a vision. Okay, the vision is we want to be better at what we do. Is that correct? In my
yes,
opinion? Okay.
yes,
We
Asela.
are doing something, we want to do better at that. The better comes with AI. Okay.
Yeah,
Like, AI is a huge term, but I'm just oversimplifying for you. The better it comes
yeah,
with AI. Then we need to change. So then we, of course, appoint a person to implement the change. What is the involvement when you say building the coalition? How are you going to go about doing this? In the organizational sense, not the tech sense. Are you appointing a steering committee? Are you appointing a center of excellence, which I mentioned before, which is probably a cross-functional because I know software companies, the structure is flat, so you can't have the
yes.
traditional methodology. So how are you going to go about doing this? Have you discussed that somewhere apart from Kotlers and some of the frameworks you have used? Have you discussed it somewhere?
Yes, Asela, in that I showed you that structure, that is the key steer committee of this project.
Mhm.
So they are the people who are heading the entire project now. I have
Okay.
appointed each and every aspect of the project and appointed specific groups, and there
Mm.
I have drilled down people. That I mentioned you earlier, 38 full-term employees are
No,
there
no,
for that.
that's yeah. That is to do the project, no, Himaya, or people involved in the project. I'm asking executive level, like is the CEO involved? Like that, I'm asking. I know what you're trying to say. That is, I
Yeah.
agree with that. I'm asking, okay, Steerco, how often do you meet? What is the
Uh-huh.
direction? You get it?
Yes,
So
I get it, Tasila. No, I
so
have not mentioned.
then let's say the center of excellence. How much are they empowered? Can they change hiring processes? Can they, now the workflows, the traditional workflows you're working, somebody has
Yeah.
to change that. No, who's doing that? You know? So I'm
Yeah,
assuming that's the center of excellence. There are certain areas like that I wish maybe you can reflect on a little bit more and touch on.
sure, Asal. I will
Hmm?
definitely add it. Yeah, yeah, yes.
Because I'll tell you, my feedback is most of
Mm,
the time I see your tech is very strong. I have no debate there. You're very good.
yeah.
What I want you to focus on is the management, particularly the company is a living being,
Yes, Asal, I
right?
understand. Yeah.
Company is a living being. When you try to introduce something artificial outside to a living being, what happens? We reject. That's why
Yeah,
our body, when you
yes.
put things, it rejects. Why? This fellow can't accept it. So you have to put other drugs to make sure he doesn't fight it. And so let that, like that, tell me how you're going to make this change happen in the company. Wherever you can, talk about that also. Because I have no issue with the tech. Your tech is spot on.
Yes.
Just think
Sure,
about
Asal.
those things. Okay?
Yeah, I will definitely add it, Asal. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. And this is just the appendix, Asal. Like
Mhm.
not much in terms of the uh, meaning I talk about the matrix here, the power axis, how it
Mm, mm,
comes
mm,
and such. That's it. I mean, it's just an elaboration on it if
mm.
the examiner wants to read
There's
more.
no examiner, my dear. There is a supervisor and a
Sorry.
person you're doing an MSc, so don't worry,
Yeah,
right?
sorry.
Come,
Okay.
go down.
Then
Right,
these are the,
implementation, immediate action statement. Right.
yeah, this is
Mm,
just the conclusion. The appendix 2 is
mm,
the elaboration of the dice framework.
mm,
So I talk about that, and the appendix 3 is about the comprehensive risk matrix there.
mm,
Then 4 is about the local commitment enhancement program that we're gonna have. And
mm,
5 is about the workload management and resource allocation plan. All of these are linked to the answers, Asela. And Appendix 6
mm,
is about monitoring frameworks and KPI dashboard.
mm,
And the 7 is just the Gantt chart,
mm.
Excel sheet.
So, see, you have done that monitoring framework and KPI dashboard. You have done. Only thing you have to mention is who is doing that, and if you are not online, who is
Yeah,
making sure that you're online on it or aligned to it.
sure.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely. I will
Th-
add and
good,
brush it off my. Yeah.
no problem. Good.
Okay.
Anything else you want to ask me? I think this is the last time you're meeting. No? Your submission is on the 7th, is it?
Yes, Asela, 7th. Not necessarily. What I wanted to ask was, is it all right if I create the Gantt chart and the project structure for my current project, which is phase 1? Since you
Mhm.
mentioned it's all right, I think
It's
it's
all
okay.
right if
Mm,
you can make it. But in the Gantt chart, also have
yeah.
like 2027, I think 2031, no? The second phase was.
Yes.
So, like
Uh,
that,
yeah.
in there, you just say, okay, these things are done, then these things are on the way. So, you drill down only phase 1, but phase 2 and
Okay.
phase 3 is also there in your Gantt chart.
Sure, Asela. I will
Hmm?
add it. Yeah.
Because this is
Sure.
a live plan. Nah? This is that's the
Yeah.
whole thing. This is a live living document. So you're saying, okay, I'm giving you the milestones for phase 1, but phase 2 and 3 are also there in my pipeline, which you have mentioned in the previous section, section 5,
Yeah.
section 6, and section 5.
Yes, Asela.
Good,
Understood. Yeah,
good.
understood.
If that is all, I can
Yeah,
move to Sampath.
yes, Asela. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
Yeah.
Sampath, tell me, how are you?
Good, good. How would you?
Not too bad. Can't complain. My roof got almost blown off, but then that was it.
Yeah, here the weather was very. Is it still
Very
going on?
bad. Yeah, well, not today. Not today. You're in much drier weather, I'm assuming.
Yes, yes.
It's not bad today. I was a little worried for the morning because it looked a
Ah,
little dark, but now it's okay. I have a bad feeling that means by evening it will get worse. So let's see. Show me Sampath. What do you have for me?
um, so you can see that this, right?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Okay. So bit of introduction about the company, and then the journey, how they still came to be the 60 years of journey, and then
Mm,
some financial insights from the annual report, and then
mhm,
the indication about the export business, even though it's very very limited. Just wanted
mhm,
to give a highlight, and
mhm.
then a little bit of summary about the pain points, what ACL is facing due to the due to being a traditional organization.
Yeah.
And coming into the reception external analysis, I've done a pester,
Good.
summarized it into a table,
Good.
and then also did the Porter's five forces,
Okay.
and then toss,
Mm, good.
And then what are the opportunities through digital means based on the analysis that was carried out
Mm.
in terms of business, not from a technology perspective, but what can be achieved, what's on the cards based on what other companies are also doing.
Okay.
And then coming into internal analysis,
Current business model,
current
right?
business model, the business model canvas, and then Porter's value chain analysis, and
Okay.
given descriptions about supportive and primary activities separately.
Okay. Value stream is there. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And value
Go
chain
down.
map. Okay.
Go down.
And then recommendations, improvement opportunities coming out of the value stream.
Okay. Okay. I've seen this. Yeah. Okay.
And then cyborg analysis,
Good. Good.
and then culture web to
Culture.
understand culture.
Mm. If I have a look at this, huh?
Sure, Asela. Yeah.
Mm. Good.
And
Right.
digital capability analysis for ACL.
Mm.
Uh, we are now and then where we want to be, and what is the gap between that,
Good. Good.
and digital maturity assessment based on all these dimensions, the current status, and how I perceive what's the maturity level.
Good. Good. I see. Oh, got it.
And then talk about a little bit about the leadership and the change management,
Mm.
and
Future business
what
strategy.
is the
Yeah.
future business strategy for ACL cables,
Mm.
and key success factors and strategic resources in terms of futuristic aspect,
Mm.
and then what is the gap for the transformation that we need to,
Willingness to pay. Yeah. Okay.
yes, willingness to pay and willingness to sell,
Mm.
and then business model can also future state,
Okay.
and then the literature review. Here I'm talking about IoT, automation, and big data in detail.
Mm. Okay, go down. Good.
What can be achieved through IoT, and then use cases, samples.
Hmm. So, Sampath, here for the
Hmm.
what you have to remember is both of you and everyone else. Literature review, the chunk of the marks, if you look at the marking scheme, the
Hmm.
chunk of the marks come from the literature review and your digital transformation strategy, section 6 and section 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
I would like to see more inline referencing here. If you want, have a chat with Imaya. She will, you can look at what she has done. Some
Okay.
more inline referencing, meaning
Or
to demonstrate that you have looked at other academic papers, journals, all of that. Maybe
sure.
some other reports and also. I mean, I
Hmm.
understand what you have done above, but it has to be strengthened so that it's a literature review section or something. So you have to
Yeah.
show that you have done some academic research.
Academic
So
research.
that section needs to be strengthened. Okay,
Oh.
right. This is okay. This groups and whatever
Hmm.
the use cases.
So
but
in
only
terms of when you are talking about the technology itself, right? Like the
technologies and also generally, Sampath, you have to look at maybe if not the cable industry, similar
Mm.
industries in manufacturing
Okay.
where some of the problems they have faced. So that actually will come out when you're looking at the literature review. So they will say, for
Mm.
example, let's say a very traditional manufacturing organization, they get stuck for growth for these factors. Maybe somebody's done the research. So you are only highlighting these. This person has found these factors as the key factors. They overcome that by using these technologies. So that you have to find out from a literature review, Sampath, not maybe you may actually know what you want, but here you are sort of
Yes.
rationalizing that with the academic research and the other research
Yeah.
from the industry.
Sure.
Hmm?
Okay. So
Yes, this is fine.
along with that, should I talk a little bit more about the technologies as well? Like,
Yes,
huh?
yes. Emerging internet of wherever, whatever is relevant to you. So don't need to talk about a lot.
Mm.
Whatever is relevant to you, you can talk about. Relevant to your industry. So I know IoT, smart manufacturing, then artificial intelligence, big data analytics,
Mm.
robots. Those might be the areas that they may talk about in manufacturing. So those
Yes.
you can dark factories. So many different areas you can look at in that way.
Mm.
Hmm?
Sure. Okay.
Go down.
And then talking about the benefits and risks and challenges
Hmm.
under each technology. So this is
Okay.
for the IoT, and then coming into automation use cases.
Mhm.
Again,
Uh,
key benefits.
even in use cases, Sampath, success
Mm.
use cases, even failure use cases are good because failure use cases you can take the learning when you're talking
Yeah.
about your own digital implementation. You can say, by the way, in my literature review, this company faced this issue. I am doing this not to make sure that that issue doesn't come
Yeah.
in ACL. You can talk like
That's
that.
even, yeah. I am talking about two failure cases also,
Super.
as well.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Good.
And then big data analytics
Mhm.
use cases, and then benefits. And then I'm talking about the success, failure, and lessons learned for digital
Good.
transformation. And then under successful transformations, talking about two use cases.
Mhm.
And then,
Sampath,
yeah.
just to interrupt you there,
Mm.
inline referencing has to be there, not like this. But the URLs you have put, it's not like
Mhm.
that. You need to do inline referencing. So
All
just
right.
have a chat with your colleagues. They will tell you how to do the inline referencing. Have inline
Okay.
references, because otherwise that will be a weakness in your overall thing.
Sure.
Okay.
And then failure uh, use cases,
Hmm.
couple of use
Good.
cases.
Good.
And then best practices and lessons learned.
Hmm.
And moving to digital ambition.
Mhm. Okay.
So this shows what kind of digital ambition that they should have. And then under that,
Hmm.
how each of these will impact, and then introduces challenges and mitigation strategies. Briefly talking
Mhm.
about that, and then how to measure progress and success.
Have you incorporated the SMART goals into when you're looking at
Yes,
the goals?
yeah,
Okay.
it's here. And then how to prioritize the project based on the regional ambition, and then talking about the project itself a little bit, and then justification for prioritizing data analytics,
Mm.
and then a brief roadmap about of how to implement, and then the smart objectives.
Mm.
And then coming into the project itself, and it's narrowed it down to implementation of a cloud
Mm.
data analytics framework. And then I've done some comparison. I mean, compared two solutions, AWS Redshift and Azure Synapse, and then
Mm.
given some sample indicative pricing while
Mm.
doing the same. So the warehousing tool is this, and then coming into the ETL, again I have compared two tools, Apache Nifi and Azure Data Factory, again giving some indicative pricing, and
Just
then
Sampath, just make a note to look at the data center costs also here, because obviously none of this will be hosted on premises. No?
no,
So
no.
just check with your IT friends. They should be able
Mhm.
to give you like a data center costing also on this.
So you won't. Is it just to show the benefits of not having to spend on the data center, or?
No. Actually, what you must usually we must demonstrate is, let's
Mm,
say your capex for existing servers and
mm,
hardware peripheries versus if you
mm.
go to the cloud, you're actually saving money. That's the saving
Ah,
you have to show.
so that's why you want me to show that the benefits
Yes,
part of it.
yes.
All right, okay. So if you are to implement this in a on-prem environment, what would be the cost?
No,
Something like that.
you can't do this on-prem anyway. It has to go to the
Yeah,
cloud.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what you say is, now if we continue the way we are continuing, we are only spending X, but actually now we are moving to the cloud. So there's actually a saving for us, given
yeah.
that you are looking at the benefits.
Sure.
Hmm?
Okay. And then this is yeah, and then the visualization platform comparison. Sorry, visualization here, Tableau versus Power BI, and this is
Okay.
per user licensing. Okay, and then cost considerations, capex versus opex, and this is kind of like a way that how it will be deployed.
Mhm. The ASIS you have mentioned above, no? This is the to be, no?
As is, there's nothing to show as is Asela, because now there's no existing data analytics platform
Hmm.
there. So this is to be. So
You are
what can
just
be
taking the to be. Okay. No, it's okay. Can you mention some as a graphic? This is how we generally do the thing, or your forecasting reports or whatever. It's probably human
yeah, yeah,
centric.
yes, yeah.
Hmm?
We'll
We'll
do
do
that.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good.
And then project plan in terms of WBS in detail,
Mhm.
and
Same
then how
question I'm
to.
asking Himaya. Are you getting an external consultant? Are you getting a vendor? Then
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure
that's it.
your
Yes,
Gantt chart
that's
has
given.
all of
It's
those. Huh?
given. It's yeah, like Himaya, I haven't included that in the Gantt chart, but I've given it in
No
separate.
issue. No
Okay.
issue. No issue.
There is a brief roll up.
You all have time now. This is why I pushed you all to finish this.
Yeah.
Now see, you all are relaxing and put doing it. Right,
So
go
this
down.
is the Gantt chart.
Good.
And I should indicate somewhere in the beginning of the project the resource
Resources, then setting up the
and
steer core from
yeah, yes,
management level, all of that. Huh?
yeah, yeah, and critical milestones.
Mm. Mhm. Okay.
Okay, that is it for the from the project's perspective, and then resource allocation. Uh, Key considerations for resource allocation, and then
Mhm.
capex and OPEX indicative pricing.
This is only hardware, no? Again.
No, now, yeah, this is only hardware. Yes, yes, yeah, for the
So
solution.
if you're
Solution.
hiring external resources, maybe
So
you will
human
need
resource
to put
allocation I'm
you
discussing separately.
okay.
This is the
Business
external resources
analyst,
that I'm anticipating to have.
data
While
scientist, no data analyst. Okay. Data analyst. Project manager is the most highly paid then, is it? I don't know. Data engineer,
no, no,
data architect.
data architect.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
And then technical resources that we might have to include on board to the permanent cadre
mhm.
to maintain the solution.
Good. Governance officer.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then coming to managing change,
Okay, good.
we just transition model. I'm talking about each phase a little bit, and then how to keep the neutral zone at a minimum and things like that, and how the new beginning would look like. And then coming into Mandela's matrix, I'm talking about I haven't mentioned the uh, user groups here, but discussed in
Hmm.
general.
I think if you can, that's better.
Hmm.
Hmm?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
No doubt. Okay.
And then dice analysis,
Nice. Okay.
dice calculation,
Hmm.
how I calculated it, and then the chart, and then mitigating risk and challenges using quotas 8-step model.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's it. I haven't uh, the conclusion, executive summary, and things like that. I will have to.
Hmm. No, you have time. No? You have, I
Yeah.
think, this weekend you can finish it. Uh,
Yes.
references, what you have for me, and
References
any
also I haven't included yet. I have separate list.
no problem. Only thing, make sure your one area for improvement is your inline referencing that you
Yes.
need to focus on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Secondly, consider even the dice and I think you have taken the what you call the not the dice, even the other change management models.
Mm.
Have you discussed how the change is going to happen in terms of the culture? Are you going to
Again,
hire
the same.
somebody to do?
Uh, so yeah, I have indicated that I will hire a change management lead here.
No, that's the thing. Even
Uh,
with that, Sampath, for
uh,
example, now you have mentioned, I saw that you have mentioned the culture will be a problem. And
yes.
you have said the data-driven culture is required and all that. How are you
Mm.
going to make it? So generally, maybe that guy should appoint change champions within each division or
Mm.
within each
Mm.
function. And those change champions should start celebrating small wins. When
Yeah.
small things, when there's changes in the processes and people align to them, and maybe incentive structure, you'll have to sit with HR, relook at the incentive structure.
Mm.
Maybe the way you're giving them bonuses, salaries, whatever, maybe it's going to be different. So all of that, just think about those things. Because if you can put those, I think it will strengthen
Yeah.
this.
How to transform the culture.
Yes, you got it.
Okay.
You got
All
it.
right.
Right. This is fine, Sampath. Again, I won't be seeing you guys. So just make sure you are aware of the comments I made. Just check with Hima. Anthony is not here today. I don't
Mm.
know. He said he's about 90, 95% done. Um, so you guys are okay. Again, Sampath, if anything other than this you want to ask me, now is the time to do that.
Yeah, I saw Himaya's presentation. I haven't added any. I have not planned adding any appendix, anything annexures to the.
Appendix, Sampath, for example, in the appendix, if you have, let's say, maybe key figures from your annual report that you can't put in the main body for ACL's financial performance or external analysis or something, you can put it there. Maybe if there's an organizational chart or maybe, for example, your executive team, these could be the members. There's an org chart, maybe you can put it in the annex. So it's up to you to decide what to do. Some people do without it. So I'm not going to tell you this is good or not, but if there is, for example, things you want to elaborate a little more, but you are sort of constrained by the word count, then put that in an appendix. No issue.
Oh, okay.
It just shows an examiner you have done some extra work, and that goes a long way when somebody's looking at your final thesis.
All right.
Okay. Super. Is just the two of you, I think. So thank you. You're giving me a little extra time to prepare for my next session.
Yes.
Right, guys. All the best. Really enjoyed my time with you guys, and hopefully you will have excellent marks, and keep in touch.
Yes. Thanks a lot for all the guidance, Asela. It made me, it helps a lot. Yeah.
No
Thank
problem, Maya.
you.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Maya.
nice
Thank you,
day.
Sampath.
Bye.
Hopefully, we will meet in a convocation.
Yes,
Graduation. Yeah.
they are. I don't. These guys are very efficient. They're blocked by calendar also for September. So yes, so I'll see you all of you in September.
Yes. See you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Yeah.